The questions that we ask: have festivals now become the new communal flashpoint? Politicization of festivals threatening interfaith solidarity, of what India has been known and celebrated for. The next question that we pose: meat or namaz ban a form of cultural imposition? Let's take all these questions to our panelists this evening. Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party; Tiwari, Spokesperson, Samajwadi Party; Rajat Sethi, political commentator; Rashid Kidwai, political analyst. Sanju Verma, once again, I would, telling all our panelists 2 minutes each, and we'll come back and offer them 2 minutes more to speak. Sanju Verma, the question, I'll ask you that, which we posed. If the same cop had said, agar gujiya khani hai to sevai khani hogi, would it have, led to no reaction at all? Because many would suggest this is borderline threatening.
Preeti, let me be very clear. This entire debate about gujiya versus sevaiya, and, pork versus beef, halal versus hijab, the limited point is simply this. What I fail to understand is, why is a police officer or an IPS officer talking about gujia and savaiya, the news, but we have spent lesser time on the fact that the Deputy Commissioner of Nagpur was attacked with an axe by radical Islamist goons. Puri ki puri media ke muh mein tab dahi jam gaya. We have spent less time debating on the fact that the circle officer of Sambal, Anuj Chaudhary, was attacked with Molotov cocktails and swords and knives by a radical Islamist bunch led by Samajwadi Party MLA Shoaib Iqbal and his son Iqbal Mahmood. And we have spent less time debating about the fact that 23-year-old Ankit Saxena was stabbed multiple times at the peak of Shaheen Bagh riots by radical Islamist goons. More time was spent on the fact that then a senior BJP minister said that, कि गद्दारों को तो गोली से मारना चाहिए, गद्दारों की आरती तो नहीं उतारी जाएगी. My limited point is, why is that the media is hell-bent on creating a convoluted narrative? I live in Maharashtra, and I tell you that with brazen impunity, there are radical Islamist goons who flout the Bombay High Court verdict, which says that from 10 p.m. in the night till 6 a.m. in the morning, you cannot have azan blaring from loudspeakers. अभी कोर्ट का जो निर्णय है आपको सुनना नहीं है, because what you said, you simply say, I am only doing what the constitution gives me by way of a right under article 26. जब हम कहते हैं under article 14, under article 15, there is right to equality, and hence, beyond a point, you have to toe the line when it comes to the legal machinery. They say, nahi bhai, we are a law unto ourselves. What does the media say? But Sanju Verma, see, the Muslim community, they decided to postpone their Ramadan celebrations by a day.
Okay,
the Durga Puja Visarjan.
Ma'am, time is up. Time is up. I just want to remind you, Sanju Verma, you were on my show where we did that entire show on what happened in Nagpur, especially where the women cops were harassed. So to say that we did not carry that story, we did.
Therefore, not name you, Preeti.
I'm just saying, ma'am, I'm not saying anything.
I did not name you.
Ma'am, all I am saying, allow me to complete. That because we highlighted.
You get so defensive?
I'm not at all.
Preeti.
You see me defensive at all. I'm just saying we carried that story and
you
we will carry this story as well.
You should not be.
I'm not. I want to bring in Tiwari, and once again, faders will be down after 2 minutes of submissions made by the panelists. Tiwari, today you are being accused of flaring communal passions by bringing up what many suggest is policing before a possible untoward incident, because many have happened before.
Good evening, Preeti, to you, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. If I could, in the state the country is heading towards, I would rather make it a 2 minutes of silence. Because every minute that BJP gets its act together, it shows new models of hatred in the country. The world is talking about artificial intelligence, an era of artificial intelligence. BJP is manufacturing an era of artificial intolerance. They will ensure that no matter what you are doing at your home, their nefarious design, their conspiratorial model will get you. It will stop you from celebrating Holi. It will stop you from wishing Holi to your neighbor, irrespective of their religion. It will stop you from celebrating Ram Navami. It will stop you in the way that you are going to eat. It will stop you in the way who you are going to marry. It will stop you in the way your films are going to be produced. and they will carry a baggage of manufactured and fact-based history that can date anywhere from the age of Ramayana to the age of Aurangzeb. Because we are right now governed by a set of people who do not care about what the nation needs. There is not one BJP member of parliament. If you ask me, is it easier for Mr. Adityanath to grow in height by an inch or to solve the problem of unemployment? I will say it is easier for him to grow in height by an inch. Because these people are hell-bent that the youth in India should not think about unemployment or employment. The youth in India should not think about exam paper leaks. The youth in India should not think about how the artificial intelligence will take away jobs from the service sector that this government has no responsibility towards. The youth in India should think about this fake narrative that they have built around mudra loans, that they have distributed probably 50 crore mudra loans, which means one mudra loan or two mudra loans every family in the country. These kind of fake narratives are there because BJP can prop up its corrupt crony capitalists that continue to take monopolistic roles in Indian economy and destroy small and medium businesses. This is just another example of the same agenda.
All right, sir. Well done. You finished dot on 2 minutes. I want to bring Rajat Sethi into this conversation. Rajat Sethi, one thing is clear, that festivals, be it what, Eid, Ram Navami, Holi, Ramadan, have all somewhere down the line become communal flashpoints. But now to move a step ahead and, I'm talking about the current context, to moot banning of meat in a state during the frame of Navratri, when Eid falls during the same period, banning Namaz being offered on roads, one can understand it, somewhere down the line comes in and hinders public convenience. But to ban Namaz on rooftops, is this not cultural imposition?
Well, Preetiji, good evening. The sense that I'm getting is that media seems to be ahead of the narrative curve here. They want to foresee that something untoward or something deeply communal is going to happen in our country. We have seen Holi, which was largely, barring one or two events here and there, it has been a peaceful festival through and through. Also, I need to tell you that meat eaters in our country are majority. They should also yield a space for the minorities, which are vegetarian in our country. So this give and take in a deeply diverse country like ours should always happen. Somebody has to yield a space and be tolerant or appreciative of the other's perspective. And both the communities, Hindus, Muslims, have to ensure that that common ground of peace and prosperity always remain and takes the primacy no matter what event, what festival comes our way. I agree with you. On road, there should be absolutely no namaz. That is not even allowed anywhere in the world. That is basic civic sense that all of us should have. We cannot erect a temple in the middle of a highway. You cannot start praying on the middle of the highway. It is as simple as possible. Now, you need to try and, add some communal colors to it. The government has taken a position onto it. That media is free to do that. I believe that media sort of puts the fodder in front and allows the usual suspect from both the communities to come in and hijack the narrative. That is the real problem. You shouldn't be having this discussion. We have mature people on both the sides. Give a chance to them. They will figure out how to coexist. We've been coexisting for far too long now. When media wasn't even there. So I believe, take a step back. Everything will be peaceful. The diktat has been given. Government wants to ensure that there is no untoward incident. And therefore, it has come up with some solution that both the communities respect it. I don't understand where the flare-up you are trying to guess will happen on the 1st or the 31st of March. I don't see that.
Well, Rajat Sethi, I don't think anybody is trying to second guess on what's going to happen on the 31st of March. Nobody is trying to preempt an untoward incident. But I think it is the media's responsibility, surely, to highlight if something wrong is taking place. And when I speak of cultural imposition, to suggest banning of meat at a time where there is Eid, why can't Ram Navami be celebrated without banning of meat? If you don't want to partake in meat, you don't have to. We've done that, what you quoted, for centuries. And we're doing that right now, and we should continue to do so. To banning a particular community from offering namaz on rooftops is bizarre. And I would reckon maybe a lot of people are not used to the media highlighting it now, but the media should highlight that it's bizarre. But I want to bring in, and I'll circle back to you for your 2 minutes. I'm sure you want to come back. I want to circle in and get Rajat Kidwai into this conversation. Rajat Kidwai, how much is it politics? How much is it cultural?
I think, Preeti, to my mind, it's a silly season. it's a silly season because political parties, individuals, people who are supposedly part of administration, they are talking about things that is against the very grain of constitution. There is nothing Islamic about eating non-vegetarian food. Non-vegetarian food is not part of Islam. It is a dietary like or a dislike. Now, it's been from time immemorial, the communities in India have coexisted and festivals have come. We have this kind of lunar calendar where every, I think 30 years or so, there would be a month long, 3, Ramzans and 3 Navratris will come together. All this thing, Ram Navamis will come together. There's never been any kind of clash. This is being because the rule of law is not being imposed, because there is a tussle going on among the political parties and within a political party, a kind of thing to become a bigger champion of a particular faith. And that is causing such as the overt politicization of all these, festivals and eating habits. You look at the entire Bengal, you look at entire Kashmir, you will see a large number of people having a particular, dietary preference. So it has not got to do with any caste or community. In North India, prices of meat fall during Navratras. That means that, it is the majority community which is consuming more meat than, so to say, the minority community. And the price difference indicates that. I think communities are quite, sure-footed, but it is the kind of so-called leaders who are aggravating, and many of them are seeking limelight. To blame media is like shooting a messenger. It is not that, media told, the circle officer of Sambal to make some, atrocious remarks, or many other pronouncements that are being made by MLAs of a particular party, and the kind of counter argument that is being made. One last thing about that mosque and this is of course in a way improper, and I would say illegal to be praying on streets. But Preeti, there is a problem because the Muslim population is not, they are not getting places to build, construct mosques, in cities and in areas, and therefore they need government permission. So if the permission is not given, if there is no mosque for, let's say, in 30 years in a particular place, and population has gone up, where are those going to? Okay. Namazis are going to go.
All right, sir, your 2 minutes are over. The next line, we're going to give 1 minute each, and if we have time, we're going to offer 1 more minute to all our panelists. Sanju Verma, I'll begin with you. You made a point, Sanju Verma, and one of my producers have just asked that question, and they want to know, Sanju Verma, you say that a particular cop made that statement because he was attacked by Molotov cocktails by a radical Islamist group. Let's say that was correct. And yes, he was attacked. And yes, let's say he was attacked by a radical Islamist group. Does that still give him the authority to make what many would say is a communally laced statement like that and action not be taken?
Preeti, with no offense to your producers, I will say what I wish to say. And I think I'm very responsible. First and foremost, I agree with Rajat. Reading namaz on the streets is wrong. Even if somebody says build a temple in the middle of a highway, I will condemn it. I'm going to make no bones about it. Meri secularism, convenient secularism nahi hai. But let me just say this. First and foremost, my rebuttal to Rashid Kidwai, who's very erudite. He says, mosques build karne mein bahut permission lag jati hai. Isliye, log sadak ke beech mein namaz padhte hain. Let me say this, Preeti. Today, there are more than 8.7 lakh properties worth more than 2 lakh crore, worth more than 9.4 lakh acres, which come under the ambit of Waqf. Now, Waqf board se पूछना चाहती हूँ, you have 8.7 lakh properties under your ambit. आप mosques क्यों नहीं बनवाते? मस्जिद क्यों नहीं बनवाते? आपकी जमात के लोगों को सड़क के बीच में नमाज पढ़ने की भला क्या जरूरत है? And my last point to Ghanshyam Tiwari, who says unemployment. Ghanshyam, we are today a $4.3 trillion economy. Have some sensitivity and congratulate the BJP.
All right, time up. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I give you 1 minute. Ghanshyam Tiwari, the fact is, it's a tad bit rich coming in from the Samajwadi Party. History stands testimony of a line of appeasement policies that your political outfit followed, and today you're seemingly standing on the divide of secularism. Many would think that's a tad bit hilarious. Sir, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Preeti, when we abstract things, then we lose the specifics of it sometimes. What is the specific of it? The specific of it is we have a batenge katenge party ruling the country. The RSS says batenge katenge. Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh says batenge katenge. They stand for batenge katenge. This is their model. Yogi Adityanath went into election saying it's an 80-20 election. His track record is not of winning gold medals at IIT like Rajat. His track record is of Section 153A, various other sections that are criminal sections as per his own affidavit that has taken him 10 years to wipe out. So this is the model of BJP. Every new example feeds into that particular model. And for BJP to congratulate this trillion economy, that trillion, I think every one of us should get up and congratulate Adani ji that mutually they are richer parties. BJP has 13,000 crores in 10 years, amassed 13,000 crores through chandas. Who gave this money? So let us not go there. The moot point is today, everyone in India who wants to get the benefit from BJP, they will participate in this festival of hatred that BJP has made it.
Sir, time is up. Allow me to bring in Rajat Sethi into that conversation. Rajat Sethi, your 1 minute begins now. Closing comments, sir.
What is my question? What is the question? What do I talk about? I have said what I had to.
Okay, you've said what you had to know. With the comments that you made.
Can I just come in for 20 seconds?
Sanju Verma very quickly has taken that 1 minute of Rajat Sethi and saying, I want to come.
I have nothing to say. This is a silly
okay,
topic.
Sanju Verma, take that 1 minute. Otherwise, I would have posed a question. Yes, go ahead.
No,
make your
let me
point.
just come in for 10-20 seconds.
20 seconds, ma'am. 20 seconds. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. And I thank Rajat for being so generous, giving me his time, a little bit of it I'll be.
And I have a question for Rajat, but you make your point because you immediately raised your hand and saying, I'm taking it. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, now your audience needs to listen to this, and even people like Ghanshyam Tiwari who speak lies with brazen impunity. Licious Bharat mein MyGlam, Echo, Pharmacy, Zeta, Grow, Black Duck, Mama, Cast 24, Cred, Physics Wala, Global Bees. These are all startups that have
okay, ma'am, 30 minutes over. Allow me to bring Rajat back into this conversation.
They are unicorns.
He was gracious to give you your 30 seconds. Allow him to bring. Rajat Sethi, very quickly, if you can encapsulate the question that I wanted to ask you is, it's not about an untoward incident. Aren't we all glad nothing happened on Holi? But should we not point out when meat, offering namaz on chats or rooftops is being used as a dog whistle to attack a community?
No, the same you can say about the other community also. When that similar diktat was given on the holy day that do not put colors when the other community people do not want to. I think, see, you want to see through colored lenses. That is the whole problem. Don't see it from that perspective. See that there are certain precautionary measures which are taken so that nobody loses life. More than narrative, lives are important. And I believe lives should stay as a paramount objective for all the law and order responsible agencies of all the states. If you go on the rooftop, what if some stone pelting happens? Then what will happen? Should we debate that right now or not? See, you can go on and on, and I believe.
All right, okay. Well, I don't think. Rajat Sethi, I don't think we are viewing anything as a section of the media. I personally think we are viewing nothing from a particular tint of glasses.
Please call out Ghanshyam Tiwari's lies.
Ma'am, please allow me to bring in another guest. Can I just get, there's something wrong with our PCR today. There were faders which were supposed to go down. 1 second. I want to bring in Rashid Kidwai. We are running out of time. Rashid Kidwai, closing comments, 1 minute begins now.
Preeti, it's very simple. The rule of law must prevail. We are a constitutional democracy. Country cannot be governed by the whims and fancies of an individual or a political party. Therefore, it's a very simple thing. People who are particularly given task of law enforcement or part of administration, they must not, make a distinction between a particular community or the or other. And the entire attempt to otherize a particular community, I think that's very painful, and that is something which is very politically volatile. Also, we must, look at all citizens as equal, at par, and the rule of law must, be enforced irrespective of what person's faith is or what they are practicing.
10 seconds, Ghanshyam Tiwari, because 35 seconds were given to Sanju Verma. 10 seconds and I close the show.
Well, every one of your viewers will know of a tree. Hinduism is like a banyan tree. Every one of us would know of a tree, a place next to a roadside where people pray. When you start creating these kind of doubts in people's mind that rooftop is not allowed, tree is not allowed, you are just creating endless battlegrounds so that your propaganda can win.
All right, okay. I'm going to close the show. Just want to close it on that account that we are not trying to view something or trying to create something which is not there on a certain tint of glasses like, some panelists alleged. We are just reporting what it is. And if there was a cop who's going to suggest that agar seviya khani hai, to gujia bhi khani hogi, one should call it a tad bit threatening. Or that meat should be banned during Navratri in Uttar Pradesh and in Delhi, forgetting that there is Eid also which falls during those days.